Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Shannon, this is Yoga with Shannon, and today we'll be doing a sequence for back pain. So whether you have back pain or not, this is an excellent sequence for strengthening the spine. So for the practice we will need a couple of yoga blocks, and maybe it would be good to have a couple of cushions nearby. And if you do not have yoga blocks, you could use some books and wrap them in a cotton bag. So let's get started. So the first pose we're going to come into is called butterfly, forward folding. So we'll be in this practice, we'll be holding the poses for a couple of minutes. You're always welcome to press the pause button and extend the length of the pose up to 5 minutes, for example. And just let your body soften into it. So I'll leave that up to you and hope you enjoy this practice. So coming into forward folding butterfly, we bring our feet to touch, the soles of our feet. And instead of having our feet very close to our groin, we want to slightly slide them away, working with the back more than the hips. And then if you like, you can use props for this pose. If you want to support your legs, you can place blocks. Just see what you need. You can place them under your legs. And as we fold forward, we just let our spine curl to about 80% maximum and let our head dangle. And in this pose, you can use it. You can do the pose without any props at all, or you can use props. And then as you fold forward, you could also use blocks, for example, to rest your head. So depending on the shape of your spine and how far forward you fold, you can use your props accordingly. So that's all the options for using props. I'm also sitting on some cushions as I have quite a tight lower back. So if you have a tight lower back and lower back problems, sitting on a cushion quite often helps you to tilt your pelvis forward and takes the pressure off pulling your back and adding discomfort. So come into a forward fold as is comfortable for your body and your spine. Come to 80% maximum fold. Let your hands rest comfortably either side of your feet. We're not pulling ourselves down like in a stretch which uses muscles. In Yin, we don't use our muscles at all. So folding and then just surrender. And if you're not using props, particularly to support your head, just make sure to totally relax the neck and the head. Let everything just drop. Let gravity do the work. And you may feel some discomfort in the stillness. As the mind is busy, it takes a little bit of time to settle. So we just notice our experience physically, mentally, emotionally. Thoughts will be there. Sounds will distract us. And we just always noticing what's happening and letting it go and coming back to the physical experience. Notice where you have resistance or tension in your body. And consciously let go, just surrendering physically into the pose. Let your head be very heavy.
Maybe you feel stretching of all your tissues in your spine, or a feeling of a stretch between your shoulder blades. Take 2 deep breaths here. Exhale through your mouth. Then gently press yourself up using your hands, very slowly, and coming up all the way. Bring your head up last. Take your time. If you're sitting on cushions, remove the cushions and lean back on your hands, lifting your chest. Beautiful. Place your feet as wide as your hips. Very important to create space between the feet. And then we're just going to gently drop our knees from side to side, releasing any energy in our lower back. So we'll be moving the spine in different ways to release any pain or tension that's blocked in that area of the body. Good. So now we've just had our spine curled forward and we're going to move it into another direction. So make sure you have your props nearby. We're going to come to lie to the front of our mat. And we're going to slowly come down onto our belly. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So coming to lie on your belly, bring your arms parallel. And this is the starting pose, Sphinx pose. The elbows are more or less under the shoulders and the arms are parallel. So what we want to focus on here is a lower back compression. And we all have different shaped skeletons, different curves in the spine. So what works for one person might not work for another. So the main thing is you want to feel that compression in your lower back to be able to get a result. So for myself, I have a very curved lower back. This posture, I don't really feel anything. So to deepen it, I can bring my arms, my elbows closer to my torso. I can widen my feet. So that's one way, and I feel a bit of a compression. And to take it a little bit deeper, I can place blocks under my forearms. And now I feel a reasonably good compression in my lower back. So again, we want to come to about an 80% maximum starting point.
And what we call that in Yin is the sweet spot. So it's a sort of manageable compression, not too comfortable, not too uncomfortable. So come into the posture that works for your lower back. You're also able, if you like, you can also place a cushion under your hips. That will also intensify the lower back bend. So keeping your ears away from your shoulders, we don't want to collapse into our neck. And we keep our ears nice and lifted away from the shoulders. And let's settle in here, letting go into the pose and bringing your mind into the experience in your physical body. So really be curious. Notice what's happening in the body, how it feels. If you need to close your eyes to calm your mind, that can always help as well. And as you soften into the pose, we can make little micro adjustments, like widening the feet to go slightly deeper or raising our torso by adjusting our blocks, for example. And if you want to take it a little bit deeper than Sphinx pose, you can come into another pose to end this pose called Seal, where you can have your arms on the edges of your mat with your fingers pointing out. And you can have it as deep as you need, for example, close to your body or with your arms further away. Just deepening that compression. Keeping your navel pulled into your spine to protect your lower back. And again, you can stay in these poses as long as you like by pressing the pause button. If it feels good and you're really feeling the benefit, and you can hold them up to 5 minutes or longer. And take 2 deep breaths, exhaling through your mouth. And then very slowly and gently release out of the pose. If you've been using props, remove your props. And then come down to rest with your left or right knee at 90 degrees. And then just resting your head on the mat. Just take a moment for the body to come back to itself. Take 2 deep breaths here. And then gently extend your leg down. Place your hands alongside your chest and press yourself up. And then we're going to come into child's pose. So sitting down on your heels. If that's not available for you, you can always place a cushion under your buttocks, for example. And we want to keep our knees together. And then we're going to come down and bring our forehead down to the mat. If that's not available for you, you're always welcome to use a block or a book. And rest your head on a prop if needed.
Take 2 deep breaths. Then very slowly press yourself up. Take your time. Beautiful. So now we're going to move the spine in a different direction, and it's a posture called banana sana. And we will be needing a block, a book, and a block or a book and a cushion. So we place the block as wide as the mat, and then I place normally a nice cushion on top just for padding and a little bit more height. So it needs to be high enough so that we can create a curve in the side body, therefore being in the shape of a banana. So we find what works for our frame to create that arch, and we rest our rib cage on our props. So again, for you, you might need to use maybe the other height of the block or a couple of books, really finding the right height and then padding that for comfort. So here I'm going to lie down on my props on my right rib cage in this instant, and I'm going to extend my arm away, and then I'm going to rest my head on my arm. So now my spine is being pushed into a side flexion. And then I bring the opposite arm over my head, rest my hand on top of the other hand. And if you find that you are balanced, it's difficult to balance on your side, you can always bend your top knee slightly and bring the foot behind the right foot. And then just rest here, let your body melt down. It's not always super comfortable, but that's okay. We just relax into it. And as we move the spine in different directions and hold still, we're compressing our joints, our ligaments, our tissues. And this is what keeps them moist and strong and lengthens them, keeps them more elastic, helps us with the aging process. And another extra bonus of the practice of yin is that it's very good for the nervous system. It helps you to relax and release stress and just have a little bit of time with yourself. Again, if we are distracted and we find that we're not present to our experience, that's fine, that's normal, you're not alone. We just notice that distraction could be an emotion arising or a sound or a thought, and we just let it go without judging and come back to the body. Feel your breath. Consciously place your breath in the intensity of the pose, which could be physical or emotional. Take 2 deep breaths. Exhaling through your mouth. And then gently release your top arm and place your hand in front of you. Bend your knees and gently press into your left hand and slowly bring yourself up. Wonderful. And we're going to change sides. You can just turn the other way, or you can move your props to the other side of the mat. And coming into our banana pose on the other side. So really placing our rib cage on top of the props, extending your legs down, extend your arm down and bring your head to rest on your arm. And then bring the opposite arm over your ear. Bend your top knee to balance yourself on your side. And then just letting go into this pose. If your jaw feels tight and your teeth are clenched with tension, you can slightly open your mouth and just let your mouth stay open, allowing any tension to release from the jaw, the cheeks, your eyes, between your eyebrows. Constantly surrendering into more and more relaxation and letting go of any stress, any tension, and just marinating, melting into the pose. Take 2 deep breaths. Exhale. And then bring the top hand, the right hand, and just place it in front of your face. Bend your knees and press yourself up. Beautiful. So now we're going to slowly move onto our backs. So coming down, all the way down. And just take a moment here, bend your knees. Let your feet be as wide as the mat and let your knees drop to touch. Placing your hands on your belly or maybe away from your side. And just closing your eyes and just feel the body.
Take 2 deep breaths. And then gently bring your knees to your chest. Hug your knees, squeeze your knees to your chest, and squeeze your lower back into the mat and rock a little bit from side to side. Just giving yourself a nice massage and make circles in one direction and changing. Beautiful. And then drop your feet behind your buttocks and place your arms alongside your body. Lift your hips and then just only moving the hips to the left side. And then we're going to drop our knees to the right side, stacking our knees and our hips, and then adjust so that your shoulders are on the mat. And then we're going to extend our arms away with our palms facing down. This is a reclining twist. You can gaze up to the sky or towards your left hand. If you want to take it slightly deeper, you can wrap the right leg over the top leg over the bottom leg. Coming into a reclining twist, rinsing out the spine, the digestive system. And either looking away from the knees or looking up to the sky. Take 2 deep breaths. Gazing up to the sky, gently release out of the pose and come onto your spine and bring your knees to your chest. Hug your knees, rock side to side. Make circles. And then drop your feet behind your buttocks with your arms by your side. Raise your hips and bring them to the right side of the mat. And then extend your arms away with your palms facing down and drop your knees to the left side. Hips and knees are stacked. Make sure your shoulders are on the mat. Look up to the sky or gaze towards the right side. If you want to take it deeper, wrap the top leg over the bottom leg. And relaxing here into your twist for your spine. It's a wonderful pose. Any twist to the spine is very good for stress, to relax your nervous system, or for insomnia, or to wind down before bedtime. Take 2 deep breaths. Then gently releasing out of the pose, take your time. Come onto your spine and bring your knees to your chest and rock side to side. Feeling that nice, soothing nourishment for the lower back. Make circles in one direction and change. And then gently releasing down and coming into Shavasana. Very important final pose, absorbing all the benefits of the practice. So we just let our feet be as wide as the mat, feet relaxed out, arms away from the body, palms up. And just let the body relax, let it go, close your eyes. You can stay here in Shavasana for as long as you like. Pressing the pause button. Or you can take nice deep breaths, deepening your breath. And wriggling your fingers and toes. Rocking your head from side to side. And then gently rolling to one side with your eyes closed. And very slowly coming up to seated. Keeping your eyes closed. Feeling your mind and feeling your body. Feeling your heart lovely and open and bright, warm like the sun. Sending your practice out from your sun in your heart. Touching a person, a group of people, or a pet. Give your practice away. And then bring your hands to your heart center to pray. Bow your head, open your eyes, and raise your gaze. So thank you very much for practicing with me today. And if you feel this would be of benefit to anyone, please share this video and press the like button below. And if you have any comments or questions about the practice, you can ask me down in the comments. And I wish you a beautiful day and a healthy spine. And I'll see you on the mat very soon. Namaste.